Hello everyone, Britton here, also known as Samoki Dude, and today I'm going to be doing yet another book review as a part of my Black History Month week, where I'll be talking about books from black authors. And the book I'm going to be covering today is going to be a classic of the noir genre, which is Devil in a Blue Dress from Walter Mosley. Now, I really enjoyed this book, and I actually got asked the other day by one of my friends if the frequency that I put out my videos is because I read so fast, or is it because of, or are these just books that I pre-read? Now, most of the books I cover on here, these are mostly books that I have already read and have wanted to cover for a while, and it is no different with Devil in a Blue Dress. I read it last year. I thought it was a really good book, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't one of my favorites of last year, because I read a bunch of books from last year, but I did really enjoy this one, and I thought it was really good. Walter Mosley is an author I've been wanting to check out for a while. I really like watching interviews with him, and his masterclass looks like it's a lot of fun. I also read, last month I also read Down the River Unto the Sea from him, which is another detective novel from him. But I find that I liked this one more because, I don't know, I just like the atmosphere of post-World War II Los Angeles a lot more than I did with New York City. And I felt the story was a lot better in this one than it was in Down the River Unto the Sea. But yeah, this book was really good. I enjoyed a lot of aspects of it. The characters were a lot of fun. I really love the world of post-World War II Los Angeles. Walter Mosley showcases a gift of letting the world come to life off the page, and he is very skilled at that. A lot of the characters in this book feel real. I like how they use slang and their own words that they use. I'm going to put the book down now. Oh, jeez. Anyway, I really like how the world of post-World War II Los Angeles comes to life. There's a lot of different, interesting characters in the story, and Easy Rollins is a compelling character for a lot of reasons. I mean, he's a guy who is kind of down on his luck. He's just an everyday kind of guy, and he wants to get through his job, wants to, do his job well, and one day he gets approached by a man in a Panama white hat and a white linen suit, and he goes on a journey to find the titular Devil in a Blue Dress. I don't usually do summaries, but I felt it would be necessary to get that out of the way. But yes, I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the characters, and I really enjoyed how smooth the prose was. I mean, much like The Hunter, Walter Mosley's prose style is very smooth. It's very, it's very smooth. It's very elegant. He has a very light touch. Like, he's not overly flowery or anything like that. He's very straightforward, which I respect. I thought was really something that really enhanced the book, and it made it feel more like a detective novel than just, a regular novel. I don't know. But I really enjoyed that aspect of the book, and I really enjoyed the black representation in this book. And I mean, I'm not a black guy, so I can't really comment on a lot of the racial stuff. I can only offer my opinions on the subject, but I really enjoyed how the African American community in LA was portrayed. There is racial angst in this story, as you would expect from a book that takes place in the 40s, back in the day when people weren't very nice to black people, to put it mildly. And Easy struggles with that a lot. He deals with a lot of, now it's not quite, but it's not in a way where it feels like it's self-pitying or just whinging for the sake of it, like some other books I could name that I have definitely not reviewed on this channel. I appreciate that Mosley wasn't attempting to preach at the audience. It felt natural for the character of Easy to be upset about this. Like, he's a guy who can clearly take care of himself, he can clearly handle himself, but he often, how do I put it? He often feels like he has to degrade himself because he doesn't want to give the wrong impression to the people that he deals with, because he has to deal with a lot of racism. He He has to deal with a lot of bullshit that he has to deal with a bunch of punks who he could easily kick their asses if he wanted to, but he doesn't because he's very careful because, you know, the society he lives in aren't very nice to people who are like him. Again, to keep it mild. I mean, it makes sense for somebody like Easy to be upset about the racial injustice that he has to deal with. And Mosley does a very good job at exploring this without making it sound like he's just wallowing in self-pity or whatnot. Now, I bet that probably sounds really bad, but I'm just saying it didn't feel preachy to me, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate how it felt natural to the character. It wasn't just, you know, message, you know, just smacking big gigantic sign that says the message on it. That's always nice. I also really like the character of Mouse. He is a character who is part of the noir genre, the wacky criminal sidekick who's kind of a loose cannon, but he's dependable because he's kind of a subversion of the trope because unlike some of these other types of characters, Mouse is genuinely quite frightening. And he's really not a nice person, to put it mildly. He's kind of a loose cannon, and even Easy is wary when dealing with him because he knows this could go sideways pretty quickly, and it does go pretty sideways throughout the book. Though I will admit that one of the things I find that Walter Mosley does very well with the genre is I find that one of noir's biggest emotions that it often deals with is disillusionment. I find that the best noir deals with the fact that we're disillusioned with the American dream. And that is where I find noir is a very American genre. And this is where I find that Walter Mosley excels the most. He is very skilled at creating a very disillusioned protagonist. And Easy is a very disillusioned protagonist. Because he's had to deal with a world, he's a World War II veteran, so he had to fight for a country, sacrifice his peace of mind, his sanity almost, for a country that doesn't even give a damn about him. And it's crushing, it's really sad, and he has to really deal with that. But of course, he keeps going. He can't just sit around and wallow in self-pity all day because he does genuinely want to make a difference, despite the fact that, you know, the odds are kind of stacked against him. But I digress. I really enjoyed that Mosley really captured that sense of disillusionment, and it makes sense why Easy would be disillusioned. He fought in a war, he probably saw a bunch of things that scarred him for life, and how is he rewarded? He gets shat on by a bunch of fucking just douchebags who don't like him because of something that he can't control. You know, the color of his skin. But, you know, I mean, I don't like racism. You know, fuck racism. And this book is definitely saying that. But it has a very nuanced view of that. It's not just, you know, like the devil takes you home. It's not like that where it's just whinging. Funnily enough, where this book kind of falls short is actually in the core mystery. Like, it's particularly with the ending and how it all wraps up. It doesn't fall apart entirely, but a bunch of stuff just gets thrown at you at the very end that you kind of are like, huh? Okay, whatever. And it's just kind of like, I you know, take someone like Dennis Lehane, for an instance, who can craft these just ridiculously engaging mysteries, and then he gives you the satisfaction of the conclusion. The conclusion feels really like, you know, like you feel good. You feel satisfied from the journey is what I'm trying to get at. And unfortunately, Devil in a Blue Dress doesn't entirely do that. But that being said, I still really enjoyed the book, and the somewhat dissatisfying nature of the ending, it did not take that experience away from me. And I actually do want to read more Walter Mosley at some point. Or, well, more Easy Rollins anyway. I did read Down the River Unto the Sea, which I thought was just okay. I didn't love it. I did also see the film with my man, Denzel Washington, and Don Cheadle, who plays Mouse. And what did I think of that? I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very solid adaptation of this book. I actually like the ending better in the movie than I do in the book, which is kind of rare because the book is usually better than the movie. But I find that the ending was much cleaner. It felt more cohesive. It wasn't just, he's just throwing a bunch of crap at you all at once. It felt more satisfying, if you want to say that for an instance. Also, Tom Sizemore's in it. He's really good. Denzel's great as he always is. I mean, that man is just, he can do no wrong. Don Cheadle, though, I mean, despite my love for Denzel, Don Cheadle stole the freaking movie for me. I mean, he was amazing as Mouse. He was totally believable as this just psychotic loose cannon who just happens to be on the good guy's side. And he's nuts. And I really enjoyed that dynamic. And yeah, that's kind of it for now. I really enjoyed Devil in a Blue Dress. I thought it was a good book. I do want to check out more of the Easy Rollin series because I really enjoyed this book. I'm not in any hurry at the moment, but I definitely do want to check out the second book when I do find time. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. On Friday is going to be my last episode of this little thing I'm doing here. If you want to go check me out, I'm on Twitter, Goodreads, where I write reviews. I wrote a review for this. I'll link it down below. Letterboxd. I also have a Discord if you want to join, talk to me, all that fun stuff. And I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this book, or not, well, this book review. But anyways, see you guys later.